Hey guys, I've been making coin rings for a little over 2 months now, and I wanted to make a video about everything I've learned about making coin rings in that period of time. Throw in some ninja tips and talk about the tools and the techniques that I've discovered and used, and what's worked and what hasn't. And I'm gonna put quite a bit into this video. So if you can do me a favor, I'm trying to get my website to grow a little bit. So if you have 30 seconds, just go to Google, type in coin ring maker, and go through the search results until you find coinringmaker.com and click on it, and you can actually watch this video. It'll come up at the top there, and that'll help me out a ton. Number one, it'll help me rank up a little bit in Google search results because it's a new website and I need a little help. And it'll also help me because you'll be spending time on the website watching this video. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. I totally understand. But I thought I'd ask while I had you. And as a thank you for doing that, I'm going to put a $10 sign-up code for Macari in the description below, and it'll also be on the website underneath this video once you get there. And you just sign up for Macari and you'll get $10 off your first purchase. And that's where I sell my coin rings. That's where these are posted for sale. So if you want to get you one, you can get $10 off one, or you can just buy you something off Macari and save $10. So that's a pretty good deal, right? All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Ninja tip number one. Even before you start making coin rings, you want to start looking through like your pocket change. Some things you want to look for and kind of put aside are, kind of novelty coins that catch people's eyes. Bicentennials, gold dollars, coins from other countries. These are all things that I found in my pocket change. And these are going to be useful later once you start making coin rings. They'll be kind of interesting rings. They grab people's attention. Another thing you want to look for is your state quarter. Okay, this is going to be like your number one most popular, like, local coin ring. This is what people around you are going to want most likely. So if you see these, grab them up and set them aside. Other state quarters are good to hang on to as well. See, I've got a few Texas because that's where I live, and that's what all my friends want. So every time I see one, I grab it and I set it aside. And you also want to look for, here's another Texas, anything that was made before 1964, because that's going to be silver quarter. And I had to buy mine. I haven't found any of those in like actual circulation, but keep your eye out for them. Anything before 1964 is going to be 90% silver. As of this video, they're worth about $5, and they make really nice coin rings. People like them. So that's like ninja tip number one. Even before you start getting into making coin rings, this is something you can do to kind of take action to prepare for the future, is look for certain coins that stand out that'll be popular once you actually start making coin rings. All right, the next thing we need to talk about is the first step in coin ring making, and that's going to be punching a hole in your coin. All these tips in this video are going to mainly focus on working with quarters, because that's what I think beginners should be working with, and it's what I'm the most familiar with. So there's a few ways to get a hole in a quarter. Most of them are not super great. I'm going to talk about one that, I'm going to talk about them in order of the ones that I don't like on the to the way of the ones that I like the most. Okay, the one I like the least is a drill, for a couple reasons. You're gonna need a way to keep your quarter from moving around while you're drilling it. You're gonna need a way to find the exact center of your quarter, and you're gonna need basically a step drill bit, and they're pretty expensive. I actually bought one when I first started getting into coin ring making, and I never used it because I didn't have anything that would hold the quarter down steady. I didn't have a clamp or anything like that, so I never used it. But I really don't like this. The chances of you messing up details on the coin while you're trying to drill it are pretty high, and it's really difficult to get it perfectly centered. So I don't recommend it, but you can do it if that is your only option. The second worst option is going to be this. And this is a punch and die kit, and it's basically designed to punch holes in thin metal, like a coin. So it's pretty good for that. The problem I have with it is you have wobble here. So not only it's going to take you a few hits with a hammer to get this through, and when it does that, it jumps around, right? So you're going to get several different points of contact on your coin, and it's again hard to get a perfect center by just setting it through there. Or I've even gone to the lengths of like 3D printing guides, and I still have trouble getting it perfectly centered. This is not a good example. This is a prototype guide. I have a better one where it actually fits, but even then, because of the looseness of this clear plastic on the top, I get a lot of wobble, and I don't always get the center of the quarter. But it is better than drilling a hole, and in a pinch it does work. What I like the best is this thing. Now it's a bit rusty, but it totally works, and when it's new, it looks very nice. I've used this on about 300 quarters, and basically what it does, let's get this out of here. So what you do is you just put your quarter inside there, put the lid back on top, and you just drive it through with a hammer. And there's no woggle, there's no wiggle. You get a perfectly centered hole every time. Let me show you what that looks like. It looks like this. Okay, you see how centered that hole is? And I mean, when I was working with the punch and die kit from Harbor Freight, I had a lot of headaches where it was just way off center, or just barely off center, and I could tell, and it bothered me. And you end up running into problems later on when you're trying to make this ring if it's not even. So you'll either have to file out the center and make it even, or sand it out, or drill it out, or try and punch a bigger hole more centered. But either way, I recommend this thing. If you want to find this, if you're on my website right now, it'll be below this video in my recommended tool list. If you're not there, just go to coinringmaker.com. It'll take you right to my recommended tool list, and this sucker will be on there. It's about $30, but man, for how well it works, I wouldn't trade it for anything. And I mean, the first step in making your coin ring, you want to do it right, this is going to do it for you. So once you've got your hole punched in your quarter, the next thing you want to do is deal with the cut edge, because it's going to be really sharp. And I've seen people use circular files or half circle files like this to get rid of that cut edge. I've also seen people use sandpaper or even the corner of a nail block like this to get rid of it. What I like to do is use a deburring tool, and I will really get in there and make sure that it is nice and curved, basically round on each side. And this one I've already done, but you can see how smooth that is, and you don't have to worry about scratching up the surface of the coin as much as you would if you were working with like sandpaper or that nail block. So this is what I recommend. This is what I use. I got it for about $8 at a hardware store. It's called a deburring tool, and you just put it in here at like a 90-degree angle and apply pressure and just get rid of that cut edge. And that's what I recommend there. The next thing I do is I fold this on a curbing block.